Hey, I'm back with take two, and I'm back inside because I did the Elvis video inside because it was raining. I want to do a whole block of videos outside again, but Mother Nature, and I don't want to get no water, rainwater on this laptop whatsoever. You know, laptops, computers, pricey equipment. But I like doing outdoor stuff. I love using the natural sunlight. It's awesome, and you can definitely tell a difference. Well, like I said, I did the Elvis video inside, and then I did my video for my niece being happy outside. I mean, myself being happy for my niece making videos outside, and then as soon as I stopped the video, the rain started coming down. I was like, ah, crap. I'm staying inside for the rest of the night. I got a block of videos to do. I don't know, the internet's kind of slow, so it might take a while for them to upload, but they'll get there eventually. Anyways, I got a review of a brand new movie. Well, it came out last week, but a brand new movie, Avengers: Age of Ultron. Thanks to with special thanks to my friend Tony Talent, who's doing awesome thumbnail and stuff for me and for hooking me up. And basically, this is a continuation of what has been known as the Marvel Juggernaut. And Disney bought Marvel, so they're throwing a little more money at the screen too, because Disney makes money hand over fist. And the Marvel movies have come a long way since I was growing up. And I want to give after the review, I want to give a history of how Marvel has come so far to doing these kind of movies. But anyways, here's my review of Avengers: Age of Ultron with no spoilers, because I don't think that's fair doing spoilers. No, a spoiler-free review. Anyways, you know who the Avengers are: Captain America, Black Widow, Hawkeye, Hulk, and Thor, along with Shield and all that stuff. And it starts off with them going to this compound with one bad guy who's doing human experiments on people, and the German scientists, somewhat like Hitler experiments, but not as horrific, or at least not put in such a horrific light in this movie, which still has action stuff, but still not over the top violence. It's like stylized violence, PG-13 rated violence. And it has a staff. The bad guy has a staff of Loki, and he's creating, like, doing human experiments. And the two of the human experiments that really survive in this are twins, and it's Quicksilver and the Scarlet Witch, or they become that in the movie, and they end up fighting and stuff. And later on in the movie, that's one part of the movie. And then Tony Stark creates this character, like an artificial intelligence character, or a program called Ultron. And it's like it becomes self-aware, and it becomes a bad guy. And Tony Stark has more money than what to do with, and he has so many robots and stuff. And then the Ultron program becomes in these robots and stuff, and then they wreak hell over everything. And it's voiced by James Spader, who did a awesome voice work on this, and really brings the character to life, because mostly a CGI creation, And I don't want to give away any more than that. The voice work James Spader did reminds me of how great Lawrence Fishburne was as Silver Surfer in that last Fantastic Four movie, which I really liked. I saw that at the Dollar Theater too, back when it was still around. And like I said, this movie is like great follow-up to the original Avengers movie, which was the second to last movie I saw at the Dollar Theater before it closed down. And basically, this is Hollywood 101. Well, not Hollywood 101, filmmaking 101, because I was born in 1968, back when the practical effects, everything was done practically. And then, like, they had, like, advances in makeup in the 80s, and then so on and so forth. And then CGI came about with James Cameron, The Abyss, and then it really came about with Terminator 2. And, CGI is the way Hollywood's been going for I don't know how long. But CGI is just dressing, window dressing. What makes this, when I said filmmaking 101, it has an interesting character development, interesting characters, a brilliant script, and an awesome story. Very interesting story, because if you don't have those three things, it's just a very bland story with a bunch of really cool special effects thrown in. Just like, if you remember Wild Wild West, it wasn't a very good movie, but the special effects were kind of cool. But this was what, and then in this movie, the special CGI and special effects enhanced the movie. Brilliant script, very funny too, lots of humor in it. Like they have Tony Stark had this bumper sticker that said Jarvis is my co-pilot instead of the traditional Jesus is my co-pilot. Very smart script, great characters, awesome story. Yeah, I loved it. I give it a 10 out of 10. Great follow up to the original Avengers, and I really enjoyed it. And I want to talk about, I definitely recommend it. I'd like people are gonna go see it anyways, no matter what I say. But it's really good. So I give it my 2 cents and change. Say that I give it a 10 out of 10. Awesome movie. And like I said, Marvel grew up. Marvel's come a long way. Like I said, I'm sure we're more familiar with the characters and stuff. All the characters growing up. And I know the kids in school said they prefer Marvel over DC. And it was weird because DC was making the movies that had money behind it. And like I said, Marvel, for the longest time, I was born in 68. I remember seeing a TV show, Spider-Man, back when I was in the house in Albion. And it was cool back then. I mean, but nowadays it looks really cheesy nowadays. But seeing it as a kid back then, it was different. And they had, of course, the Incredible Hulk TV show with Bill Bixby and Lou Ferrigno as the Hulk. And that show really took off and became a cult hit. And that was on CBS for a long time. And they did some TV movies of that in they did an original TV movie for the Incredible Hulk. I remember seeing when I was in second or third grade. And then after the Incredible Hulk went off the air, they had a couple movies like Return of the Incredible Hulk that had Thor in it. They did The Trial of the Incredible Hulk that had Daredevil in it, which I didn't see till much later. And then they had Death of the Incredible Hulk, which I saw in Fort Bragg. Where, I don't want to give away what happens, but it was Death of the Incredible Hulk. And I teared up at the end of that one. It was good, but more people said it sucked. But I liked all those movies. And TV movies. And, and it was done on NBC. So it was, you didn't see the Incredible Hulk that much in Death of the Incredible Hulk. I don't know why, but you didn't. Well, anyways, where I'm in 1968, I had those cheesy movies. And then they had Doctor Strange, which I wasn't allowed to see because it was on too late at night. And then they had the TV movie then on YouTube where I got to see it, and it was only okay. But these movies are real cheesy. And then when they started doing the big budget movies, they had Howard the Duck. Came on in the 80s. And I liked Howard the Duck. I enjoyed it for what it was. Leah Thompson was really hot in it, but it was such a flop. It was, back then the budget was like, I can't remember the budget, 10 million, 15 million, something which is big for the 80s. It might have been more than that, but it was such a incredible flop. Most people hated it. It didn't make that much money, but I enjoyed the movie. And then I saw it. I rented it. I saw it like 2 or 3 times when I rented it back in the 80s when it came out on video. And then I saw it again on cable a while back. I don't remember when. And after that point, they kind of didn't want to spend that much money on Marvel movies, and they weren't very good. Then they had Dolph Lundgren's Punisher movie, which I remember seeing ads for on New Line Cinema, and it got pushed back just like Warlock did. And I finally saw Warlock at the theater in Fort Bragg, but Warlock's not a Marvel movie, but after they've been advertised for like 4 or 5 years, I don't know what happened with Marvel, but with New World Cinema, but it got put on the back burner. Finally, I saw The Punisher in Fort Detrick, and it was so boring. It was awful. And they had a Captain America movie made back in 91 or something like that. And I actually liked that movie. Everyone else hated it. I actually enjoyed that movie for what Ned Beatty was in it. It wasn't a very good movie, but I enjoyed it. And my dad liked it, but everyone else hated it, said it sucked. And pretty much Marvel never took off the ground. They weren't putting the money into it. They had a bunch of cool Saturday morning shows. They had a Saturday morning Fantastic Four cartoon, which I really liked. They had one with Torch, which I never saw, but this one had Herbie the Robot in it instead of Torch. I don't know, maybe it's more because he's family friendly. I don't know why. And Herbie didn't do anything except complain and get in fights with Ben. Ben Grimm. And I love the car. I remember seeing it as a kid. And they had Spidey and Friends, the Incredible Hulk cartoon with had Stan Lee doing introductions. Oh, and also in the Age of Ultron, that Stan Lee cameo was one of his best. I love seeing in the Marvel movies. I love seeing the Stan Lee cameos. I love seeing those because he deserves it because he created all these cool characters, or most of them, anyways. And then they have the Ralph Bakshi Spider-Man from a long time ago. I remember started seeing it in Canadian TV when I watched that, and I bought some of the Spider-Man VHS in Germany from Prism Entertainment. You know, Prism, not Prison, Prism, PRISM Entertainment. And like I said, Marvel really didn't take off until Men in Black came out, and they someone must have had faith in Marvel to bring it back, and that made a lot of money. And then after that, you start seeing Blade, which was an R-rated Marvel, in the Blade movies, and X-Men, and it's really evolved. And then, like I said, Disney bought out Marvel, and Disney has money up the ass. Oops, language. Sorry, Captain. Captain America scolds one guy for swearing and stuff like that, and then he swears later on in the movie. It's pretty funny. Great humor in the movie, but I mean, like I said, Marvel's come a long way because DC they weren't spending any money on Marvel, and then DC was spending like lots of money with Christopher Reeve Superman movies. I remember seeing that for my birthday when I was in 4th grade. And then they did the Batman movies with Michael Keaton, and then they kept doing the Batman movie, and then they spent a lot of money, and then they spent a little bit too much money with the George Clooney one, which was terrible. And they had the Dark Knight movies, and the Superman movies, and the other Superman, and they just DC used to be the one that they put a lot of money in, and now they're putting tons of money in the Marvel ones. I don't know if the Ben Affleck, not Affleck movie, Batman vs Superman is going to be any good. It could be an incredible flop. It could be, but I don't know. But I it's up to the fates. I don't know. So, I really loved Avengers: Age of Ultron. I talked forever, but I'm going to be doing another movie review of a completely different type of movie. And I'll be talking forever on that one too. So, I hope you like this review of Avengers: Age of Ultron. I get a 10 out of 10. I can't recommend it enough. I didn't give away any spoilers though, which is awesome. And until next time, everybody, please take care of my Legion.